I went ahead and bricked my ONN Pro streaming box on purpose. In fact, I did this for you guys, not for me, but it was a huge mistake. I make weekly videos helping users like you save money on streaming services and learning how to optimize their device. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you out just a little bit, hit the subscribe button right down below. Let's start with a little bit of background information. If you don't know the ONN brand, it's Walmart's discounted streaming device. And it comes in a stick version, a big Pro box, and then you also have this cheaper, smaller box. And these have always only been available in the US for purchase. But of course, a lot of people around the world wanted one. And in Canada, they have become extremely popular. In fact, I know there was someone in Ontario that was literally going over the border, buying them, and then reselling them in Canada for a lot more. But it became very clear that they wanted these boxes to be restricted in the US, and it obviously has something to do with licensing rights. Just a few months back, we got news that these boxes would no longer work outside of the US. And in fact, people were reporting that on new devices and on devices that you factory reset, when you try to reset them up outside of the US on a Canadian or UK internet connection, you would get an unsupported region message. For me, this is kind of new. We've always heard of streaming services and, other online services typically where they would geo-restrict access. But this is the first time I've ever seen a streaming device do this. And it seems really unnecessary to me and frankly kind of dumb, because if I'm an American and I bought my box there and I go to the UK and I have to factory reset it for some reason, now I just can't use it. And this is where I come in, because I saw a lot of different articles out there talking about using a VPN hotspot to fix it, using this method to fix it. So I wanted to actually test this out. To do that, I went ahead and reset my ONN Pro streaming box. And oh boy, did I not think it was gonna take this much time. First thing I wanted to do was test the VPN hotspot method. The theory here is pretty simple. A VPN allows you to spoof your location. So if you're able to connect your phone to a VPN and then hotspot your ONN Pro box through that VPN, voila, it should think you're in the US, you should be able to use it. But for me, that was not necessarily the case. I spent probably 2 to 3 hours trying multiple servers in the US, trying different VPN protocols, trying 3 different VPNs, and none of them would allow me to bypass that unsupported region message on my ONN device. To say this was frustrating is a bit of an understatement. I even tried doing a manual factory reset where you hold down the button, get to that hidden menu, do a factory reset, because I thought, oh, maybe there's some cache data there that's still giving away my location, but it just would not work. However, I did find a method that works, and that's what we're going to talk about here. The best solution I found was setting up your VPN directly through your router, and this is a lot more annoying. And that's why for this first step, I'm just going to link my video right above here where I show you how to connect your VPN to your router. Not every router allows you to do this. So yes, if you already have a bunch of ONN devices, you're outside of the US, you might have to fork out for a new router. And that makes you think, are these cheap devices really worth it at this point? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, if you're back from watching that video, once you get to the step where you have set up your VPN server on the VPN client, great. Now what you're gonna wanna do is factory reset your ONN Pro box until you get to the menu where you're starting to set it up. Don't connect your internet yet. Now, if you go down below in your VPN client, you'll see approved devices. Once you start the setup process, you'll see Android device pop up there. That is your ONN Pro box. And this is what I have found works to actually bypass this. Once you have your device connected as an approved device, go ahead and select your internet through your router, and you will finally bypass this geo restriction and be able to finish the setup on your ONN device. If you are watching this video and the hotspot method worked for you, please let me know in the comments what you did differently from me, because I tried numerous times with every setting I could think of. Nothing would bypass this. Or if you even have a cheaper method than needing a VPN connected to a router, great. That's also put that down below. And now to break down if this or any of the cheaper devices are worth it if you live outside of the United States or Puerto Rico. Well, let's break it down a little bit. This device costs around $50 US, where the streaming box and the streaming stick cost around 20 and 15. If you add Canadian conversion to that already, you're adding close to 40 to 50% right now. So you're looking at $70, $75 for the Pro model. And now you have to go through this extra step where you need a VPN at the very least. You might need a new router. You are adding $10 to $100 to that cost. At that price, you're getting in the territory of the Fire TV Cube, maybe even the NVIDIA Shield TV model. And yeah, I've just come to the conclusion this device is no longer worth it if you live outside of the US. No, it is not a bad device. In fact, it's so good that people outside of the US want it for the same price. But for whatever licensing restrictions that they put on it, we just aren't able to buy it. And they really don't want you to use it. A little while back, it was announced that the UK is getting their own version of this device, so maybe we'll also get that in Canada sometime in the next few years. But for now, save yourself some money, stick to something cheaper. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.